Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for yet another YouTube video. If you're watching this video, firstly a huge round of congratulations to you for getting accepted into a US university and deciding to make that move halfway around the world. I know that was not an easy decision, but in today's YouTube video I'm going to help you make another decision related to the process a little bit easier, and that is what are the things you need to pack in your bags while coming to the US as an international student. So let's get started. Now, I know there are a lot of similar videos out there on YouTube. Even I watched a lot of them while deciding what to pack in almost the 55 kgs that most of the airlines will give you. But I found two major issues with most of these videos. The first one being most of these videos are directed towards master's students. Now, master's students are in the US on average for 2 years, and most of them don't even live on campus, so they have to worry about cooking their own food and other things. As an undergrad student, we live on campus, so we get a meal plan, so most of us don't have to worry about cooking for ourselves. And also we are in the US on average for 4 years, and then we might even decide to get a master's degree, so we have to think more about the long term when we are packing our stuff. Also, the second problem that I found was that most of these videos are kind of outdated. Now, inflation in the US over the past couple of months has reached an all-time record high, which means things are getting more and more expensive, including day-to-day groceries. So you might want to do your own research about the things on whether you might want to get them from India or whether do you want to get them once you get over here, because most of these videos that tell you about things are kinda not adjusted to inflation. But don't get me wrong, by no means I'm trying to say that these videos are bad. They're an excellent resource and they give another perspective to the same issue at hand. So yeah, definitely go watch them out. I will even leave the links to a few of them that really helped me last year when I was trying to pack, down in the description below, including a bunch of other resources if you want to check them out. But yeah, those were just a few disclaimers that I wanted to give to all of the students who are deciding on what they should pack. And now let's get to the actual video, and the first category we have is clothes and shoes. Firstly, I think that this category arises a very complicated question, and that is how many clothes to get. And my simple answer to this question is get all your clothes. Now, I bought my entire wardrobe when I first came to the US, and I don't regret the decision at all, because clothes here in the US are really expensive. So even if you're gonna splurge an extra 4k rupees to refresh your entire wardrobe, it's totally worth it. But if you're still gonna ask me the same question, can you tell me on average how many clothes will I be using, a simple and good rule of thumb that I developed to take care of this question is to think about it this way. You're going to be doing your laundry just once a week, so get enough clothes to last you an entire week, be it your day-to-day clothes, your gym clothes, your traditional wear, whatever you might be using in a day-to-day basis. Get enough of it to last you an entire week, and get backups on top of that just in case things happen. Also, you might want to get formal clothes. When I say formal clothes, I mean pants, shirts, suits, blazers. They are really expensive here in the US, so you might want to get them from India because they are not worth the splurge of money over here, and you will definitely need them when you go to events like career fairs or traditional events such as convocation and stuff like that. Other than that, get your traditional wear. You will be having a lot of events on campus, and you definitely would want to wear your traditional wear for that. Now let's talk about shoes. Now, I bought like 5 pairs of shoes, and I didn't use them as much as I thought I would. I would recommend getting 2 good pair of shoes that can take the wear and tear, your day-to-day walking and all of that. And on top of that, you can get slippers and flip-flops. But yeah, 2 pairs of shoes are enough. But if you want to get more, it's very much up to you, because everybody has different needs. And last tip according to me should be pack according to the weather. Now, down here in South Florida, it barely is cold. It's hot throughout the year, and it is windy and rainy most of the time. So I mostly pack shorts and like comfortable joggers for me, because it can get really hot here. But if you're going to college somewhere in the northeast where it snows most of the time, then I would definitely recommend you to pack extra layers. And also, if you're thinking about getting winter jackets from India, don't, because they are not worth it. Get a winter jacket from here in the US, because they are made to survive US winters, and Indian weather jackets can't do that. But by all means, go ahead and get like light jackets that you can wear, because you will be using them a lot as well. So yeah, those were all my tips regarding clothes and shoes. The second category that we have is rain gear. Now for rain gear, you can get a really nice umbrella or a rain jacket, or both of them, whatever you prefer. But the rains over here are not as strong as you will find in India. I can speak for Mumbai at least, because that's where I am from. But the winds that accompany these rains are really hard, so you might definitely want to invest in a good and sturdy umbrella that can take care of these winds. But you will definitely be requiring rain gear, because it rains in almost all places throughout the US. So yeah, get rain gear. Now the third category that we have is electronics. Now it is a no-brainer that electronics here in the US are cheaper. So if you want to get stuff like laptops, computers, or even a new smartphone, just get it here from the US, because it's not only cheaper, but as a student you also get a student discounts, because a lot of these brands will offer you student discounts, which is a really nice thing. So purchase electronics from here in the US. But you can get a few electronic gadgets from India. The first one being extension cords or power strips, whatever you like to call them. You should get these from India because of a couple of reasons. First, they are cheaper. Secondly, they are of much better quality. And thirdly, if you are going to be having a lot of Indian electronics or appliances, it just makes sense, because you can directly plug them into these power strips or extension cords without having to worry about finding a universal power adapter every time. Now talking about universal power adapters, you should also get at least 2 universal power adapters, because you will be need them. Now I mentioned about universal power adapters in my previous carry-on video, so yeah, definitely go watch that one as well, because it's an excellent resource on things you need to have in your carry-on bag when you're traveling and taking these long haul flights. But yeah, at least have 2 universal power adapters with you when you're coming to the US, because of course power sockets here in the US are different, and if you have these extension cords, you will require a universal power adapter to plug them in. So yeah, you will require universal power adapters. The third electronic item that I would recommend getting is desk lamps. Now I compared the prices when I was purchasing one, and I found it cheaper in India, so I purchased it from India, and it's a really good one from Amazon that I bought. I will leave a link to that one down in the description if you want to check that one out. But it takes a little bit of space in your bag, so decide on whether you would want to compromise space or you want to save that extra money. But yeah, those were the 3 electronic items that I would recommend getting from India or from anywhere that you are. And other than that, get smaller electronic items such as cables, SD card readers, all of that. Most of that is a little bit cheaper in India, so yeah, if you're gonna use all of that, just get it from there, because it can get a little bit more expensive here with inflation on the rise, especially over here now. So yeah, those were the electronics you should get. Now the fourth category that we have over here is food. Now I regret not getting any Indian food when I first came to the US, and that was my biggest mistake. And here in South Florida, there are not a lot of Indian grocery stores close by, so it was tough to get any flavor from home. But I would definitely recommend getting Indian food. Don't make the same mistake as me. You can get all sorts of stuff, such as biscuits, mithai, all your farsan, get all of that, because that is not the same taste as you will get in India. Now I know grocery stores offer Indian stuff like Parle G and Bourbon and stuff like that, but it's of course a little bit more on the expensive side of things, and you still can't get authentic Indian stuff like mithai and all of that over here. So definitely get like Indian snacks or food and all of that, or even Maggie, which is kind of becoming very expensive over here for some reason and out of stock everywhere. So yeah, just get all of that while coming, because you won't regret that at all, because you will be missing those flavors from home a lot. Okay, in number 5, I've got medication. Now if you have any medication that you take regularly, get it from India and get enough for it to last a while. After that, you can get similar alternatives or over-the-counter medicines from either Walgreens or CVS. They are not that tough to find. But other than that, if you have any medicine like normal stuff like Crocin or paracetamol, you can choose to get them from India. You've got alternatives like Advil over here, so you don't have to worry about actually getting them from India. But if you want to, I know Indian moms will send it with you anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I say yes or no. So just go along with it, but make sure you have prescription for like every everything that you get, because otherwise you can get into trouble at airport security. So yeah, just giving you a warning about that. Now the sixth category that we have is toiletries. Now this is a very long list, so I'm just going to read it out from my Mac. Now the first thing on this list is combs. Now I have 2 combs over here, and I just had them in India, so I just bought them with me when I was over here, but they are not that expensive over here, so it really comes down to space. The next one that I have is towels. I bought a total of 3 towels, 2, so I alternate like 1 every week, and 1 is for emergency purposes or when I'm going to the beach. It's a thing that you do when you are in South Florida with the good weather. So if you're coming to a college here down in South Florida, you will need extra towels. Now the next is hand towels. Now to wipe your faces after you brush your teeth and something like that. Again, I have 3, 1 for emergency purposes, the other 2 I alternate on a weekly basis. Cleaning cloths. I bought this one from India because I got a very good deal on IKEA, where I bought like 4 for 99 rupees, so it was like a very good deal, and they come in very handy for like wiping surfaces off, or like if you spill something. So if you get a good deal, you can get them from India. Then next we have is loofah, because nobody really uses soap over here, they use shower gels, so a loofah comes in very handy, and it's much cheaper in India. You again will need shower gel. Now shower gel is actually cheaper here in the US, so you can get it from here, but what I would recommend is getting like a small bottle from India for you to last like a month, because there is a lot more important things to do, like setting up a phone plan and like getting a bank account up and running, and buying a shower gel is not the first thing on your priority list. So yeah, get like a small shower gel for you to last for a month, and then you can buy it from here in the US. Next is deodorant. If you have space for it, recommend getting it from home. I prefer it that way, but you can choose to get it here in the US. Earbuds to clean your ears, or they are called Q-tips here in the US, not that expensive again. Nail cutter or clippers, definitely get from India, much cheaper. A bathrobe. Now if you're going to be living in a community bathroom, you might want to consider getting a bathrobe, or even your towel might suffice. It really comes down to you, but if you are going to be living in a community bathroom, then you might want to get a bathrobe. You might also want to get bathroom slippers. Now these community bathrooms can get pretty gross, so it really depends what is the level of hygiene you maintain. So yeah, definitely invest in getting some good bathroom slippers if you're gonna be getting community bathrooms. But I had a private bathroom, so I didn't have a problem my freshman year. Next is toothpaste. Now I can definitely say toothpaste is very cheap in India. If you get one of those big packs which have like 3 giant ones, they can last you like an entire year in the US, and it's not worth paying like $5 to $6 for a big pack over here, especially with the inflation on the rise. It's only gonna get much more expensive. And as for toothbrushes, most people use like electric toothbrushes over here in the US, because they're just like better than the normal ones. But if you are used to using the physical ones, the ones that I use right now, just get like a 4-pack from India, because it is like much cheaper. So yeah, it definitely makes sense to have toothbrushes and toothpaste, all of that stuff from India, because it's just way cheaper. But it all comes down to space again. Alright, that was toiletries, all that you will need. The 7th category that we have now is college supplies, and I'm just going to read it out from here because it is making things so much easier. Now college supplies in the US, like binders, books, all of that is like super expensive. So yeah, get all of that from India, because you might not even need all of it in the first place, because most of the assignments and everything over here are done online. So you will be submitting like Google Docs and PowerPoint presentation, so you might not even need it. But if you're in the habit of like writing down your notes and stuff like that, then get books, binders, highlighters, pens, all of that from India, because it is so much cheaper out there. But if you are looking for an alternative, I would recommend buying an iPad with an Apple Pencil. I got it from Lynn for free because we are an Apple distinguished school, and I take all of my notes on the iPad because it makes life so much easier. But still get stuff like scissors, tape, stapler from India, because you'll be using them for smaller things, and it's just not worth spending the money on these smaller things over here in the US, which can get pretty expensive. So yeah, those were college supplies. The next thing I've got is accessories, and now when I say accessories, I mean stuff like sunglasses. Now sunglasses are a must-have down here in South Florida, where it gets really sunny. The next thing I've got is caps or hats. It's another great fashion accessory, but you will need them down here in South Florida, so get a good cap. Belts, you will need them with your formal outfit, so yeah, have a belt or 2. Watches, now this is more of a personal preference. If you like to wear a watch, I like to wear a watch all the time, and I wear this one that my mom gifted me. So yeah, watches up to you. Wallets, now this is a no-brainer. You will require a wallet or at least a card holder, because you will be having a lot of cards and even some amount of cash. So yeah, wallets or a card holder to carry all the cards and IDs that you will have. A mini backpack, now this is not the backpack that you will be using for college. For that, it's a separate backpack altogether, which of course you will have to get one. Now you can choose that to get from India or the US. But when I say a mini backpack is something that you can use for like smaller trips. Say you're going to the beach or something like that, where you don't have a lot of stuff to carry. That is where you will be using a mini backpack like this. So yeah, those who were the accessories that I would recommend getting. You can have your own accessories, it's pretty much up to you. And the final category that we have got on this list of things that you need to get is miscellaneous, and I couldn't fit this anywhere else, so I just put it over here. The first one that I have is batteries. Now batteries over here are really expensive, so just get them from home because they are so much cheaper out there, and you will be using them in a lot of things. Second thing I've got chip clips. Now you might have not even thought about this, but you will be buying snacks here in the US. You might get them from India, and you are not going to finish the entire packet of chips or biscuits in an entire sitting, and you just can't leave them open. So you'll require chip clips to like close these snacks so that you can use them next time and they're fresh. And these are expensive in the US, so get them from India because they can cost like just 30 rupees, and that's like half a dollar over here. So yeah, just get them from India. Laundry bag. Now I didn't know where to fit this item, but yeah, definitely invest in a good laundry bag, because by the end of that week those laundry bags get really heavy, and if you have to carry a laundry bag to the laundry room which is not right next to your door, you will need something which has handles or straps on it. The laundry bags in India that I saw were not good, so get them in the US. It's definitely expensive but totally worth the investment. Hangers. Now I bought a few hangers from India, but I required more, so I bought them again here in the US, but it takes up a lot of space. So if you have the space for it, get hangers, but otherwise you can get them from here in the US. It's not that expensive. Portable luggage scale. Now if you're going to be taking a trip or you're going to be going back home, you will require a portable luggage scale to measure the weight of your bags, and that is when this small tiny accessory comes in very handy. I bought it from India when I came back from winter break, and all my friends who were going back home for the summer used my portable luggage scale because they didn't have any way of measuring their bags if they were up to the weight limit. So yeah, definitely recommend getting a portable luggage scale. Water bottles. Now I got two water bottles. One was a Borosil thermos, which keeps warm stuff warm and cold stuff cool. I really love it and I use it all the time. The other one was a 1 liter water bottle, and you will be using water bottles all the time, so definitely get 1 or 2 of them. I would even recommend getting 3 of them, just so you have a continuous supply of water, because you can fill up your water bottles anywhere here in the US because it's very clean. The next thing I have is a mug. Now a small mug just to be in your dorm room. I used to like drink tea or like make small drinks out of it, hot chocolate, whatever you like to prefer. Just good to have a small mug. It's not that expensive in India as well, but it's kind of a little bit expensive over here, so yeah, get a mug from India. And lastly on this list is photographs. Now I've not used actual photographs, physical photographs anywhere here in the US, but you might have to, and clicking photographs here can get really expensive. It's so much cheaper back home, so just get like a couple of passport size or stamp size photographs back home from India or wherever you're from, because it's gonna save you a lot of money, because it will definitely cost you more than $5. I've never done it, so I don't know, but from what I've heard, it will cost you upwards of $5 here in the US, which is definitely not worth it. So definitely get photographs if you ever will require them, but I don't think so anyone uses them anymore, but just for safety reasons, just get photographs. So yeah, those are all the things that you will need as an international student coming to the US. And to make your life so much more easier, I mentioned a few product links down in the description below which you can buy, and I bought all of these items and I still use them to this date when I was coming to the US. So yeah, they have been all tried and tested by me, so you don't have to worry about them being faulty. And additionally, I've also attached a link to a document which contains a list of items that I just mentioned, so you can check these off when you're actually packing your stuff, so it's really going to be helpful for you. But this is not just the stuff that you will require for your college dorm room. This is just the stuff that you will have to get from your home country, because it's going to be much more cheaper out there. If you want me to make a separate college packing video, all the stuff that you will have to buy once you get to the US, let me know about that so I can make that if you guys request for it. But yeah, like this video if you get any value from it, and subscribe to the channel because it really helps me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.